All right, fellas, today we're going to be talking about something I'm really excited about. So, if you have ever been discouraged or frustrated when going after your goals, and even maybe even got to the point to where you wanted to quit or just throw in the towel, today's show is for you because we're going to talk about almost how to make success predictable and dare I say inevitable. I love that word, inevitable. So we're going to be talking today about how to think, the way to think in order to make success and your goals come to life and make them be inevitable today on Elite Performance with Dr. Brad. Let's get it. Man, I'm crazy excited about today's episode. So, a couple questions, man. Have you ever been frustrated when going after your dreams? And when I say frustrated, I mean like for real. Like you get for real frustrated, almost feel like you just know it's not going to happen. Or you get real disappointed. You get real down on yourself and really doubt that the big hopes and dreams that you have will ever happen. Um, you may have felt like your goals and dreams, uh, it, it's just like it's just time to give up on them. You know, sometimes those big hopes and dreams they just seem so big and scary, man. That as you're going to trying to achieve them, it's it just weighs on you, and like you said, you're almost ready to throw in the towel. If you've ever felt that way, listen, I completely understand. I get it. I get it 100%. I've been there, right? But what we're going to talk about today on this show is an inevitability of success. I'm going to say that again. I want you to hold on to that word, inevitable. Success is inevitable. How to make success inevitable and almost predictable for you. And how to go after this goal with little pressure and knowing that it's simply a matter of time. Like inevitability suggests that there's only time. There's only time and like maybe some effort, maybe some things that I have to do, but there's an inevitability to it. There's an eventuality to it. I don't even know if eventuality is a word, but here's how we typically think when it comes to our goals and our dreams and the things that we're going at. We typically see our goals as being far removed from us, like we're trying, like we are where we are now, and we are removed from space and time from our goals, um, and that they are far removed from where we currently are, like they are away from us. Um, and so typically we quote unquote go after our goals because they're not a part of us. So we're going for our goals. We're looking to reach our goals. And I want you to follow me here because I know some of you are probably thinking, well, yes, that's exactly that's exactly how it is. That makes sense. Like we're far removed from our goals. The reality is we're really not nearly as far removed as we think. We are not nearly you who are listening right now, you are not nearly as far removed from your goals as you think you are. But when we think about our goals and our future success this way, it becomes this arduous struggle because we don't really feel like we are connected to the goal, that we are actual the end result of where we're trying to get. We're not the husband. Like we see ourselves as being so far removed from the thing, from the goal, from the success, that it's difficult to connect with it. So we don't see ourselves as being that husband we aspire to be. We don't really see ourselves currently as being the millionaire or whatever we're going after in terms of income. We don't see ourselves as being that successful business owner or having multiple streams of income or being the man of faith. We're so far removed from it that it's difficult uh, to really connect personally with it, because currently everything tells us around us that we're not it. So what I've seen is that this makes it a very difficult struggle as we go after our goal, because in essence we really don't believe that we are that person right now. I'll say that again. We're going after the goal, but we don't really believe that we're that person. We don't really believe that we're that end result of what we're going after. And so it's this constant struggle of looking at where we are now, knowing that we're not close to being who we want to be, but still trying to go after it. And so that becomes difficult. And what I've seen is that it's not so much that we are far removed from our goals, but in essence, a more healthier way to see it, to see ourselves relative to our goals, to help us achieve it with a better peace of mind, and inevitably to make the success inevitable. A much more healthy way of looking at it is knowing that there is a difference between working from success versus working for success. I'm going to say that again, that there's a difference. You have to understand there's a difference between working from success, working within success in you, working from a place, versus working for success, trying to get to success. I'm going to try to break the difference down. See, working from success says, I am. Therefore, it is simply a matter of time, right? Working from success says, listen, I am that person. Though things around me may not show that that's the case, there is an inevitability. There is just process that has to happen, and therefore I will become what I know that I am. It's just a matter of time. That's working from success. It's saying it's inevitability. I just have to keep working. Time is really just on my side for this to happen. I am, therefore I will be. That's how you work from success. I want you to write this down. You have to be it before you see it. You have to be the end goal. You have to be the end result. You have to be that person. You have to become that person before you can see that, to see the actual fruit tangible in front of you come to life. You have to be it before you see it and realize it in real life. See, many of us don't believe we are the millionaire. We don't believe we are the husband we can be. We don't believe we are the man of God. We don't believe we are whatever the goal is. We're not connected to our end goal. And I get it, because everything around us is suggesting to us that we're not. Our current results, maybe some of the decisions that we're making. But here's what I'm here to tell you. Those are simply mistakes, because it's not who you are. Who you are is the person that you are looking to become. You are. And as a matter of fact, you must become that person mentally. You must literally mentally be that person before you see that person come to fruition, come to reality. And so the inevitability happens because you are that person. You become that person. You mentally believe you are that person before it ever happens. You have to be it before you see it. Working for success says, I'm not really that person, but I'm trying to be that person. It's like you don't really intrinsically believe you are. You're trying to be something you're not. Whereas working from a place says, I am it. I am this person, despite the fact that everything around me may look different. Um, uh, working for success says I don't really know if it's gonna happen. My belief on whether it's gonna happen is kind of low. But again, working from it says I am despite the current circumstance. Um, I was talking to a friend the other day, and uh, when you think about like the royal family, right, in England, Queen Elizabeth and so forth. Like, I'm not a big believer in hierarchical systems like that and so forth. But here's what I can appreciate about the Queen and the royalty, right? You can take her out of the throne and you can put her in the slums of the ghetto. And guess what? It don't matter. She still believes if you cut me, this blood is royal blood. I am the queen, whether I'm sitting in the throne or whether I'm in the slum somewhere. It don't matter. I am. She's like, look, it doesn't matter where I am. It doesn't matter what my current circumstance is. I am the queen. I am royalty up in here, right? It doesn't matter. Like, she knows. She don't have to see things around her. That royal family, they don't have to know. They don't have to, it don't matter where they are on this earth. They know I am of royal blood. And and that's who I am. Doesn't matter. In essence, this is what we have. This is the way we must connect with our goals. Like, I don't care what the current circumstance says. I am. If you think about someone, you've heard many a time, someone who's income earner, very successful multimillionaire may lose everything. But even if they lose everything in their mind, they still think I'm the millionaire, which is why they can get it back again. Because in their mind, they know I am. It's just a matter of time. It's just a mental thermostat. It's just a mental thermostat that will get you to where you set the thermostat to. So, so I want you to think about it this way. We're going to relate this idea to um, a seed and planting a seed, right? When you think about the seed of a fruit that you would plant, take, for example, an apple. I always like using an apple as an example. The seed of an apple will harvest what kind of fruit? It ain't a trick question. It will harvest an apple. When planted, it will inevitably become an apple. I'll say that again. It's a very simple idea, but if you can understand this, if you can understand this concept, you'll understand what I'm saying. The seed of an apple can only grow to become an apple. Now, when it's a seed, when it's just the apple seed, you cannot see the apple. But when planted, it is inevitable to become eventually an apple. You follow me? But the current circumstance shows that it is seed. It is not an apple. But in the lifetime of that seed, when planted, it will become what it is. Do you see what I'm saying? It will become what it is. There is no way that that seed of an apple can become an orange. It has to become what it is. What I'm telling you is you will become what you is. You will become what you believe you are. You will become what you believe you are. I want you to think about a caterpillar. It's a very similar concept. See, the caterpillar is an inevitable butterfly. The caterpillar is an inevitable butterfly. And when in the right environment, when it goes into the cocoon, when it's the right time, when it's the right setting, when it's the right environment, it will inevitably become a butterfly. It can't not become a butterfly because that is its story. That is what it is, right? This is working from success, is becoming who you believe to be, who you are. It is becoming who you are. You must connect with your end result. Just like the seed of an apple, you connect with the apple as its harvest, just like the caterpillar connects to its inevitability of a butterfly, you must connect right now. You, as the seed, must connect with where it is you're trying to go. You must literally connect with it and know that there's an inevitability of the journey that I'm going to, and it's just a matter of time. See, that's working from success. Working for success would be like taking an unknown seed that you don't know what it is, but you just see the seed, planting it and hoping that it turns into an apple, hoping that eventually it turns into an apple tree that harvests apples. But you don't really know what the seed is. See, you got to know who you are before you become who you want to be. Whew. You have to know who you are before you become who you want to be. Matter of fact, you have to be who you want to be before you become it. It would be like working for success would be like taking an inchworm and hoping that it eventually turns into a butterfly. Check this out. You inevitably become who you believe yourself to be. You inevitably become who you believe yourself to be. So I'm going to give you 5 keys today on how to work from success, not for success. How to work from a place of being as opposed to working for success. Number 1, you got to define the seed. You have to define the seed. If you want apples, you're going to go grab some apple seeds. So, a couple questions for defining the seed. What do you want? What do you want? Write it down, make it clear, and make sure that what you want is who you are. Make sure that what you want is who you are. Make sure that if you want apples, that you are the seed of an apple. That is who you connect with being. That is who you are. You have to define your seed, who you are. Next thing you got to do if you think about a seed is, second thing is you got to get in the right environment. Think about it. A seed just sitting on a shelf will never, an apple seed just sitting on a shelf will never become an apple. An apple seed that just sits in the wrong environment will never become the apple it was designed to be. So you have to get in the right environment. You have to get in good soil. What I mean by this is what's around you? What's your environment? Who's around you? What type of people are around you? Are you around other apples? If you're around other apples, chances are you're probably going to become an apple because you know what it looks like. You're around them. Are you around the types of people you're trying to become like? Are you around those people? Are you around people who are encouraging you, who are supporting you, who are speaking life into you? What settings are you around? What's the setting? Are you around settings that are encouraging? Are you around in settings that will provide an opportunity for you to succeed? Are you putting yourself in position to be able to do whatever it is that you're trying to be successful at? So you got to get in the right environment. Third thing, you have to water the seed. You have to water the seed. And guess what? Watering takes consistency. Because once you get in the right environment, what you have to do is you have to water it. If you stop watering, it won't grow. Watering is, what are you putting into your mind? What are the things that you're listening to? Hopefully, you're listening to this podcast or other things that are empowering you. You got to understand, on a daily basis, I'm constantly listening to something or reading something. There's not a day that goes by that I'm not listening to something. That the people that I'm working with as clients, they're listening to something. They're reading something. They're watering the seed. If you stop watering, it stops growing. If you stop watering, it stops growing. These are the things that you can do, that you are responsible for in the inevitability of the journey to becoming who you are, who you desire to be. So what are the audios? What are the books? What are the things you're listening to? What are the things you're putting in your mind? Fourth thing is you got to expose it to light. You got to expose that thing to sunlight. You have to expose it to light. And here's the deal. The light, the light is the polar opposite of the darkness. You got to put this thing in front of God, man. You got to expose that goal to God. Oftentimes we trying to go after our goals without God, man, feeling like if we bring our goals to God for some reason, they ain't gonna happen, or He ain't gonna, like, we're afraid that if we don't really dive in on our relationship with God, He's not gonna, let us have what it is that we want. Look, I don't know His plan for you, but here's what I know: trying to leave Him out the picture ain't gonna be the best answer for it. So you got to bring this goal to Him. Bring it, expose it to the light, expose it to God. Get discernment on and clarity on what you need to do, how you need to go about it. Because at the end of the day, He's going to want glory. I can tell you that. He's going to want glory, and He's also going to want you to be successful, but He's going to want His glory. So expose it to the light. The other part about this, exposing it to the light and building a relationship with God, is that you can have fulfillment and know that you don't need this thing that you're going after, that you don't need it in order to be fulfilled. You are already fulfilled from your relationship with God. You are fulfilled. You lack nothing. Therefore, you can go and create without pressure of feeling like you need to achieve this in order to be more valuable or more worthy. You can come from a place of knowing you have intrinsic value already and go build and create and be. And don't feel like you have to do this in order to be validated. So expose it to the light, expose it to God. And then last but not least, you must believe and trust in God. When you think about a farmer planting, once he does his part, which is planting the seed, putting in the right environment, watering the seed, that's his responsibility, his or her responsibility. That's the farmer's responsibility. That's our responsibility toward our goals. But guess what? That farmer can't make that seed turn into future fruit. It cannot make that seed turn into future fruit. There is a belief that once he puts that thing in the ground and he puts it around the right soil and he puts the water on it and he does his part, he's got to trust that God is going to do his. That's it. So the last part is you must believe and trust that as you do your part, God can do his. And that he's responsible for his, we're responsible for our part. That's it. And check this out. If you do this, if you can come from a place of knowing who you are and connecting with the end goal of where you're trying to be, then by definition, there is an inevitability to it. There's inevitability for the apple seed to become an apple. There's inevitability of the caterpillar to become a butterfly. There's an inevitability of you to become fill in the blank. Fill in the blank with whatever goal you have. You just have to connect with it. You have to be it before you see it. Fellas, this is a key to inevitability of success. All right? Man. All right. Signing off. We'll see you guys next time. Peace.